Hello, this is an ARMYBTS podcast. My real voice is going off the air for now until I get a new MIC. However, subtitles will remain for English-speaking ARMY. And so today the topic of our podcast is fanfiction and their authors. I'll make a reservation right away in this podcast. I express my personal opinion. If it doesn't suit you, turn off the recording and go your own way. And I will talk about those fanfiction writers who speculate on the BTS group. Yes, there are adequate works and authors, I won't argue here. I don't know for what reasons the authors of dirty fanfics consider themselves to be ARMY. For me personally, their work is equated with a hate. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Fanfic is jargon denoting an amateur composition based on popular original literary works of cinema, movies, television series, anime, etc., comics, including manga, as well as computer games, etc. By the authors of such works, fic writers, e.g. fic writer, FK writer. As a rule, fans of original works become. Typically, fanfiction is created on a non-commercial basis, to be read by other fans. To be honest, I didn't read fanfiction, I only came across excerpts and it's just disgusting. I have a fairly strong psyche and I have seen a lot, but even I had an unpleasant aftertaste. I confess that I myself sinned, wrote stories, and quite successfully. However, fanfiction cannot be called literature, it is rather a fantasy on a theme. And often, the fantasy of a not quite healthy person. When the author in normal literary works describes events or heroes, fictitious, I emphasize fictitious, this is his right. His characters are of course a collective image, bad or good people. Fanfictions about BTS describe real people whom the whole planet knows and has been following them for many years. It's infuriating that they call their heroes by the names of the BTS participants, but the character, habits and forget to write the real ones. Let's be honest, for many years of the existence of BTS, they showed us what was written in the script prescribed by their managers, the management company, that is, they are a product of marketing. However, their real personalities are still visible through the filters of the invented, beautiful showcase. Observation ARMY can envy any counterintelligence, they notice even the penumbra of emotions in bantanas. You can't fool ARMY. Let's remember the case when in the video, in the background, one of the staff swung at Jungkook and ARMY raised such a scandal that this person was fired from the company. All ARMY resent the press or anyone when they speak badly of BTS members. But those who write fanfiction are apparently immortal. I believe that before writing nonsense about people, you need to study the culture of this character. For example, in Korea it is considered normal to slurp, but in my culture it is equated with complete lack of culture. The main rule of the writer is, do no harm, well, in other cases. If someone has a fantasy, this is his right, but this does not mean that you need to flaunt it. I'm talking about 18+. Let's turn to psychology. Not my words, this is a quote. Why do teenagers write fanfiction? The simplest reason is emotions. When, after reading a book, you want to continue the plot, sequels appear, secondary storylines develop, the missing ones are added. Another reason is the desire to be in the fandom, that is, to join people who love the same things as you. Dividing the world into friends and foes is the basic setting. So, our distant ancestors were afraid of their neighbors on the hill, who knows how they live on this hill. And the neighbors on the hill, in turn, were afraid of an incomprehensible tribe under the hill. Fandom equals ours. You can often recognize your own, even on the street, by paraphernalia, scarves, badges, emblems, keychains, jewelry. It is very pleasant to be part of a community, to be among one's own. It doesn't matter who they are, numismatists, supporters of garlic-free borscht or Star Wars fans, the attitude is the same. In the period of the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance, when there were a lot of restrictions associated with religion and estates, carnivals became the main outlet for people. Carnival is a time of experiments, creativity, games. Everything was allowed at the carnival, humor related to human physiology, dressing up men as women and vice versa, any outfits and many other things that are impossible in ordinary life. Unwanted prohibitions were lifted, strict rules did not apply, it was possible to try on any image, go beyond the usual limits. In the church in the morning, and then went to a feast, where he told indecent jokes and danced with a neighbor dressed as a woman. The neighbor, by the way, was also in the church in the morning. And that's okay. Nowadays, for example, some professor lectures on quantum mechanics on weekdays, and on weekends he runs through the forests with a bow at the ready, because he is an elf. And this is also normal, and this is also a carnival. Only we live in the 21st century, and we have other restrictions. If someone says that they have never done such things, then this is not so. After all, carnival does not mean only dressing up. It is worth remembering Self-Government Day at school. This is a typical carnival, there are role reversals and unusual activities. If you dance, joke, participate in team building, a corporate event aimed at team building, play with a child, for example, mafia, in all this there is one of the main features of the carnival. Namely, going beyond. Carnival theory is a good description of the needs that storytelling in all its forms allows. In their composed stories, they seem to complete their own personality, develop important mechanisms of social behavior. We all feed on dreams of someone, it's a wonderful feeling that helps us survive in difficult times. But I want to upset you, dreams do not come true, plans are realized. If you really want to be next to BTS, get up your lazy ass and become their equal, stand on their level, go through titanic work, sweat, tears, and depression, and then you will stand next to them on an equal footing. And who knows, maybe they will ask you for an autograph or start dreaming about you. Once again I repeat that this is my personal opinion on the account of dirty fan fiction. However, ARMY of all countries have amazing video editing talents, artistic abilities in art and paintings, a sense of humor and endless love for BTS. What is your opinion on fan fiction? Perhaps you have met good works on the internet that you liked. Write about it in the comments. I love and hug everyone. There was a podcast of Radio ARMYBTS with you. See you again. This episode was translated using Google Translate as I can't speak English fluently. Please write me if there are any errors. Thank you for understanding.